World Cup in 1960. That was the more reason why in the European Championship, the final against my friend Italy. No man is host here, no movie. It was coming home, but a trigger and then Nansaya, a man the NSA they said it was coming home, and they're true to their words. It worked to perfection for them because other World Cup at Toja baby piano. England kwa omode mono eba for muntimenji so they feel like anytime bia omu hosti ade bia ofie no omu hu ni say eba fie that is how come there bia omu taka say it is coming home then away from that only say World Cup no only 2 nations and etimi age a different day only 2 countries in the history of the World Cup and etimi age as a different day. Italy, their first country ultimately World Cup in 1934 no sergeant 1938. Away from that, Brazil, edging in 1958 and then 1962. Only 2 countries so far in the history of the World Cup. And the Timiaji Asaya a different day. So, who are France? Nasa who are France now here on any day. It means France winning it in 2018. It is always going to be difficult defending it because only 2 countries for 92 good years. And Timiaji the World Cup as a different day. Now we have World Cup a Yinankasa. On say we breaking it down per continent now. So far across South America, we kuta 9 World Cup trophies. Now continent are already Europe with 12 World Cup trophies. Yes, other continents no be entimin GB. Enti at times you blame Africa be reba. Because among the 6, only 2 and the kuta World Cup trophies. That is South America and then Europe. Because South America kuta 9. And Europe kuta 12. The rest of the continent obient Timinji. Walk out to the final, then you live there. Now, only 17 countries and I hosted the World Cup. 17 countries. Brazil are hosting it twice. France twice. Italy twice. Germany twice. Mexico and are hosting it the most times. But Muntiminji bida. I'm hosting in 1970, 1986. And now must be there for a year 2026 together with Canada and then America. So Mutimi hosting and can one. Let's just say in the history of the World Cup, I'm now hosting it the most times. In the as we speak, open countries so I'm hosting the World Cup a year 17 good times, and 16 countries have won the World Cup in their own home soil. Out of the 92 years Ayakono, 16 countries and Itimia hosting on my day. Omasaji, Uruguay hosting in 1930. Omane G. Italy hosting in 1934. Omane G. So England 1966. Omane G. And my friend Germany in 1974. Omane hosted G. Argentina hosted it in 1978. They won it. France hosting in 1998. The last timer Yenya Omai be on where hosting Asaje was way back in a year on my friend a year France 1998. Since then, a single country waiting me hosted the World Cup view. Waiting me they are 6. Thanks for the correction. They are 6. And on my Maku and Sia and Etimia hosted World Cup. Amo manka sasa day. They are only 6. Now Papa Rock say you move on. Akaka the Manuel. Say of late football has been all about Messi and then Ronaldo. So I took time to also read or write something about these 2 players because I know coach baby now we debate concerning football. Yeah. Messi or Ronaldo. Yeah. And Tian Shaw Mumienu. Made in addition at the World Cup to date. Yeah. Any more than more Mumienu Mabo. So the 2 players. Your first ever World Cup taste was way back in 2006. Okay. The year Ghana called World Cup. A year Messi represented Argentina. Now Ronaldo represented Ronaldo. Yeah. Portugal. Yeah. For Portugal. That very year, Messi recorded just a goal. 2006. Okay. Ronaldo recorded just a goal. In the entire World Cup of in 2010, Ronaldo now just 1 goal. Messi no goal. 2010 World Cup that was hosted in South Africa, African soil. 1 and Ronaldo recorded Messi 0. In 2014, Messi scored 4 goals. And normally call finals. Ronaldo got just only 1. And 2018, once again, Messi scored a single goal. But Ronaldo also scored as many as 4. In total, Messi, as I'm talking with you, World Cup we got 4 times. We bought 19 good games in the World Cup. But when you just only 6 goals. Ronaldo ako 4 times. About World Cup matches, 17 good goals, games. Yeah. I recorded 7 goals. And so between the two, Ronaldo the share Messi kakra with 7 goals against Messi 6. Yeah. Then we share Adieba who are looking very positive for Africans, especially Ghana. In the history of the World Cup, we say Africa before Asamoah Gyan 6 goals at the World Cup level. Near will be Roger Mella from Cameroon. And we recorded 5 goals at that time. But Asamoah Gyan break that record, or he called that record as a new one. And as I'm talking with you, Unim say Asamoah Gyan and a lady. And I think that a very good news to every single Ghanaian. Say what a player like Asamoah Gyan, our Ghana. Now in the history of the World Cup, Africa as a continent, now you what Ghanaian player, the Bakono no a hitmaker Asamoah Gyan. No team recorded as many as 6 goals or the two Jamel. I think it's a very good news. Oh, you're Ghanaian. Now what's anything concerning the World Cup at the I think you need to be very happy at this point in time. So Baba Rock, this is the World Cup Airbus in Qatar in 2022 on the 20th of November. And I'm say Eduan proud to the game, proud to the tournament proper. Adebia Kabia World Cup Nubian, Yabasa Diabra ATF. So this is Anyama Kakra. So far, the 22nd edition of the World Cup in Qatar.
Okay, we don't see big sound now for Yan Twaso. Kofi Manu wonderfully. Bisu friend blue, a friend blue boy, whichever way. He's a wonderful man. What tennis is seated. Anra catch us part 2 and now Kofi
Bibio. Ya yenipa Oscar. Oscar de la Hoya. Yeah. Now what's in a Facebook no. Boss or say sister be your friend Rose. Okay. Or say yemfa happy birthday Emma Nikunu, your friend Steven Ade, we engineer. Our boy power. Our okay. That's what me do call. And sister Rose was wishing you kunu a Steven Ade engineer. O man happy birthday. Okay. And now young Kasa Oscar Nankasa. Was see yemfa ma amma konadu. Amma konadu. Ebi ya menim se ne yiro se ne kuno se ne mpana.
Yanko yanim na wonderful bibi aboko de
odadin
anra emre no wia kakra na menim se ne ye be wienu na nkomo no amanfo atom wase pa. It's all about the cash ruling. Anra wonderful you want me na say anra ye show me cause you expect Richmond Lamptey there no anra so mo de ahwem
no correct
enti Richmond Lamptey ono de kotoko na lawyer referee Nino Ifoli or Brazilian. Okay. On na kotoko international lawyer no. Okay, eno kwa humba asemo na manfo as a lawyer be oga no betu ya asa. And amutia lawyer ka but I'm the first case ni. Ono so ye di case ni wie de. But at least bibiaba there's some mo koteki. Asemo say delay kakra obetu at least obetu about Champions League no. Kadiogo. E dey makotoko no wa league na se. But say e ban na se bia nyame fasa ma e bono dia. Na se ono so jugu baba no.
No correct. Say eno so ntini ma all my provisional measures you stay decisions of the FA. Yeah. Near San left a ban because na juma or na or the didi no. Yeah. Na another na a friend say cast for the detailed they say about the
ruling
others no you be do no so.
Okay.
Now we were dealing with a pre-committee decision. Na me nipa dia oti wi ase unya time say o ka ne ngoma na pa na wo hwema niema bebri etochima ewo sa ruling mu. Okay. For instance, the appeal committee and the disciplinary committee charge go in as for they quoted article 35(5)(a) of the GFA Premier League regulations. Now, me Canadian tier, the field said they were unfair to the two clubs. Okay. Now, Aden, any GFA or club official or club or player, until a separate one or participant of a match who instigates, commands, counsels, solicits, procure, or in any manner purposely aids, facilitates, encourages, or promotes the playing of a fixed match or a match of convenience involving his club or involving other clubs, the results of which may, in one way or the other, affect his club, commits a grievous offense, and the offender shall be referred to the disciplinary committee for appropriate sanctions.
Okay.
So it means that anybody, club official, a player, participant, you must investigate and pin down to particular people.
Okay.
So when you find the offender who organized that fixed match, then he is sanctioned. So you the same appeal committee on page 8 of your say, based on the provision I would charge in, you came out to say that the regulations of the Ghana Premier League and ancillary regulation all provide for sanctions to be imposed on all the actors involved. The actors. So the actors are the offenders. Now the actors involved were Dr. Kwaku Frimpong, Mr. Iman Frimpong, all players and technical officers of the clubs who participated in the game, as well as Emmanuel Ni Amwa. The clubs were not found to be offenders. So why would you punish the club? Quite clearly, it is against the provisions that you quoted.
Okay. The ash go need allies.
At all. And until my maker said, so what the decisions in at na wo echo sarcas detailed a year or year. I be doso ba ye buso aye doso. Ubo say mamena oye sing so o take decision ultimate say kind all the submissions now microphone the by no was summarize now share that yes ye enuntinima o feel say na ne dem ekọ akiri ho aka asem bi ansa na obema ayi sa provisional measures no the most important thing is say you must be convinced say nipa corona or pesa provisional is there the likelihood of success of ne appeal now nana.
Okay.
Now we page 8 of me shall say from actually page 8 near all can say 39.40 ade in the light of the arguments and evidence submitted by the parties at this stage, the deputy division president is satisfied that on prima facie basis, a plausible question has been raised regarding the validity of the sanctions imposed on the appellants. 41. In conclusion, yes, in conclusion, the division president considers that the criterion of likelihood of success is met.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Can I only be?
Says I miss 300 gallons of dollar. Yes, paragraph 41.
Okay.
And in conclusion, the division president considers that the criterion of likelihood of success is met.
Hey, Sameti Brofonasi ya. Nese, we any prejudice.
No.
But point in say, ono wotini ye say, say the nyamesi kono.
Yes.
Bibia betmesi.
Yes, Bibia betmesi. What my yes, because they have met all the conditions, and who say, okay, man, is the likelihood of being successful no is met.
Okay. And it's not granted.
Because there is the likelihood of the appellant winning the case, you don't let him go through an irreparable damage. So you grant them their yes.
Okay.
And then that is why they went ahead to lift the ban so that they can have opportunity to practice their trade, get whatever money they need to survive. And you tell me can say F4 per our status. We are bound by the decisions of CAS.
Okay.
That is Article 65.
Okay.
63. Court of Arbitration for Sports. Oko paragraph 2 now. What can any paragraph? GFA shall ensure its full compliance and that of all those subject to its jurisdiction with any final decision passed by FIFA, by CAF, by the arbitration tribunal recognized by GFA or by the Court of Arbitration for Sports in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Okay.
You are to ensure. So say the bibiaba now what can now you even state to say the likelihood of the appellant succeeding very high. They have met the conditions. You must be informed that adibi beba until you don't hurriedly the following day now I publish it fixtures. You are showing disrespect
to the decision.
The body. Think by what I was expecting is say. So when you can say we say you must be very cautious whatever you do.
Okay.
In the first place, what decision no your regulation no chere say obi a oyes will be punished. But the legal person or person punishing you will find out whether that legal person the actions of the officials, the players in Nasefo or benefit in this instant cases. The two clubs did not benefit.
The two clubs,
Ashgold and Interlice,
not benefited
at all.
Okay.
You have also identified the people, and the regulation says when you identify the offenders, punish the offenders. You punish the offenders, and you go ahead. What punishing clubs? Kotira kodinimaku na kwenchire nene. Incident media Kofi Manu. My advice and what they would have done was you come out with a statement that from the orders from CAS, a case obedi. But meanwhile, yenya dieda boys you lift one band they are supposed they are supposed to play in their national championship. And Kasa championship too. Championship. And the national championship is the Premier League.
Okay. National
championship is the Premier League. And you know, the national championship is a Premier League there. Now the players and I was all registered. Ashgold already in the national championship no obo. And the players are registered him for no obo. Now one team who obo.
There's also division 2.
1 2. So by implication, Ashgold should start playing and registering. And it's a 1 year and say Ashgold for quite be so. No do PM Rabiso ubedi for. Media men koka say pudunshi. Bo share nyina yebedi.
Blue boy as I sense say bibi besi.
Oh, now obi a can say in conclusion, the division president considers that the criterion of likelihood of success is met. Now then, be nice. I will get home. And you only small press release or a message. I go now temporary or for the moment. You continue to register your players. They will play in the Premier Division, but you come out with fixtures without Ashgold. So I go the court to say no the injunction to league in so will you blame them?
Court sir.
Normal court because it is his right. And you are trying not to respect your own regulations. He's not going to court for court to enforce anything of the regulations. Or he's not going to court for court to interpret. He will go to court for the court to ask you to respect your not the decision, your status. And your status says that you must ensure the decision of CAS is implemented. So when you go to ordinary court, you have never offended the status and regulations of the FA.
Keto Kreku ye FA president.
Yes.
Executive committee on na head yo.
Yeah.
Na me kai say the team then it goes on with the team ABC. Same situation. And na the wo kan sana the then FA headed by Iranian Tichana. Sana oye no. Anana no Iranian Tichana. Yan oye no. See, minim why.
Oh, nyawodi aba no. Enu ne ma amanfo no say asane ba ben Ghana for the headlines in the carry details. That is our problem.
Okay.
Goza Daniel Goza a obeye Kwadwo Mensah case no. E baaye no. Ghana Football Association judicial bodies ni DV ni nyina ko process ni wie no.
Yeah.
They didn't find anything wrong with the registration in ASFO, but your friend is a player status committee declares Daniel Goza Sanidini, which is improper in our regulation. So they were expecting some batch now. Tema Youth ne Dreams LC boy ya Tema Youth Lucy Oye protest. I was say you used to under forfeiture. They declare Dreams FC loses and award the points to Tema Youth. They didn't do it.
Okay.
So with those points, Tema Youth Dreams FC did first. Our first division that season.
Yeah.
So he was promoted. Tema Youth remained the first division. And Tema Youth never started league, no call at the second castle. Because the league was going on and they could not reverse anything. Say, registration, so
yeah.
Until the castle can't say. For the meantime, they cannot grant the provincial measures. Until Tema Youth should continue, they should allow the status quo. They should play in their various divisions. But say award never. Not Tema Youth will win it there. Then Tema Youth will go and play in as it should have happened previously.
Now some pempi no cemetery we are a cast a chine a cabia binumbo.
Yes.
And I say oye na bia beto.
And I say if you know so confusion beba.
Yeah, so competition am because I'm on for boka I prepare for
Yes.
What's the young chine?
Yes.
And the league it should go
on. Now go on. Inticas releasing finally no before Anna getting to the end of the year, all can say. Sir, decision now you take here no. Normally appeal committee decision now attack our cast. Appeal for no anya human papa. Until they should go back and look at year regulations in terms of double identity, in terms of change of date of birth and all those things. They want to rule on the matter, and that those panel members on the appeal committee that sat on the previous previously to take should not sit. They should empanel. So the empanel knew they said, and it came out finally said Daniel Goza was not qualified at that time to play the match. If he was not qualified there, next is Tema Youth now we're winning. Crediting the 3 points. They crediting the 3 points, not Tema Youth. That previous season was better first. So was better first there. Nanke was say Ononebebo. Dreams FC played in the Premier Division by default. Necessary replacement. What had happened? Maker say in this instant case. The disciplinary committee and looking at the case of Tema Youth and you should have said your sanctions would take retrospective effect. So as it would have happened in the previous season as it should be done. In that case, then dwarfs automatically ever. But that is not what they did. But the decision can say the sanction will start after the current season. Emma as cold a Bobby. Now we know so they say they go further to say because the registration and they your friend is 50 no 20 no 22nd.
Okay.
Ma mrantie ebi abe nya kwane and register and mobi me league so ye start here. For that reason say be ya ben suffer entino cars aka say ben ko enko register ne ben mobi.
Okay.
Na sending boba at even where anywhere they are say assemble mrana makwane ma any decision no it take worldwide effect until say all bokos make akora he can the decision will affect the person. For now.
Yeah.
For now, one at this order. Then FA, the right thing you do is that you keep quiet and allow us at the end of the season. Make us say what we will be come for. And so where Uncle Godi Brunya and Sarah Wabano. Ogusu di Brunya no. Every appeal no you suspend your stay. You know, into your TV. Say finally appeal no bona ya kwa akofan na yakutwaniti. Until say appeal no boba, then as gold will now be sanctioned. Even whether that appeal no boba, that effect of the action of the offenders, whether it is right to affect as gold is another question. Until mamim kum kakra. Over time here. Same day, man. You know, you're between players represented by FIPRO, Hovdrum, the Netherlands, Appellants, then and the Ghana Football Association Ghana, represented by now Odofole Norte, Bayo and Company, East Cantonments, Accra, Ghana. Now Odofole representing Ghana football. Now, Oko page 2, paragraph 5. And we under factual background. Or start here, the parties not mentioned here. Now about factual background. Paragraph 5. There is no evidence that a notice of charge was issued to the other appellants, Alex Aso, Felix Abukska, Mohammed Zakaria, Shaibu Tarifik, Fad Ibrahim, Richard Akwa, Paul Asaredi Varis, Abdul Kadir Mohammed, and Isa Ali. So CAS has concluded that there is no evidence that a notice of charge was issued to these players. So how do you sanction them?
CAS decision, no.
Then the preliminary investigation, before they provided, they gave the stay and the that is number one. Injustice, unfairness. Now that is the factual background. Back one, then it goes to proceedings before the CAS and the parties' submission.
Okay. What of young Kohan? What's your Ubu players be a mom charge?
Yes, one mom charge, I'll sanction me.
Serious.
There is no evidence that a notice of charge. This is factual background. Because why your submission? Best submission. No any time what carry on the uncanny hairlines or all kind of details. No, I conclude this. There is no evidence that a notice of charge was issued to the other appellant, Alex Aso, Uninana, Felix Abuska, Mohammed Zakaria, 3, Shaibu Tofik, 4, Fad Ibrahim, 5, Richard Akwa, 6, Paul Asari Divaris, 7, Abdul Kadir Mohammed, 8, and Isa Ali.
All these players.
You didn't charge them. So how do you sanction them?
Hey, injustice does. I want to hear me.
I want to charge you. Deputy Elizabeth Steiner. Who's a master of the judge for the baby Deputy President of the Appeals Arbitration Division.
Next, I haven't sent to us here. I do want to I quite clearly just said, "Oh my God, Papa Bia."
No, Nipa one charge in the prison. As if we say, yeah. Medium in some Cameroon 12 years. The Francophone side, say Yachiwa, we started several sentence. Billy Ghana for a year. Now, no crime started several sentence. Who case in the back court? I'm a yaku, a bad charge. No, where your mom of charge, where you ban all players, including the
same way, send your cast in the Yaba. I'm not connected to review all the choir. One must out battle.
And we review one boy decisions in I don't know why they decide, and people go to Congress. The papers they don't read because Congress because of Bankuna and Tilapia. Fried rice. Then he goes to proceeding near Baba Church Koyo. Number yes. On 25th July 2002, the appellant filed a statement of appeal with Court of Arbitration for Sports against the respondents with respect to the appealed decision together with their statement of appeal. The appellant filed a request for provisional measures. The appellant submitted the following prayers for relief. On account of all the above, the appellant respectively requests the CAS to suspend the bans imposed on them by the GFA and thus to stay the decision of the GFA Disciplinary and Appeal Committee. The appellant's main argument may be summarized as follows. With regard to irreparable harm, the appellant appeal decision heavily affects their careers. They are unable to work for a substantial period of time, which substantially affects their livelihood, as football is their primary source of income. Those months of suspension can never be recovered, either from a financial or a sporting point of view, especially in view of the brevity of a football career. In addition, players can only be registered from 1st July to 22nd September. But Ghana has reduced it to 18. By international world FIFA, first window of registration from 1st July to 22nd. They make research. But 215 for ya. For what reason you can't understand. So that the appellants will miss the entire season should their suspension be lifted after 22nd September 2022. I'm registered and say and register. That is why Gozanam Diana na league na start and sana cast is album. Until the cast and registration, you register every. Until even if you give provisional measures, the players cannot register to come and play. Yes, that is the difference. Finally, the fact that they may still train is not sufficient to protect their personality rights. So player by 48 months on training go on. Next we know what ne kotojo nyina abaye to say Kofi Manu sisi. Number 2, with regard to the likelihood of success, the appellants with regard to the likelihood of success, the appellants underline that the GFA disciplinary decision lack any substantive evidence and argument against the individual players, and that many of them are not even mentioned at all in the considerations of the decision. I mean, can it be they say the decision lack any substantive evidence and arguments against the individual players, and that many of them are not even mentioned at all in the consideration. The appeal decision does not demonstrate that which specific player, if any, engaged in match fixing. The appellants suspect that they have been sanctioned merely for playing in a fixed match, which cannot be condoned and is incompatible with fundamental principles of law and fairness. We finally beko kan ya make us bibili no. Ma menede. Repeat. In conclusion, the division president considers that the criterion of likelihood of success is met.
They say asamono. Kofi, no so boy na abo.
No crowd dey me winim. Blue boy can say me ma me ho adwiri me. Because you bought European League na. Omo wie jaye.
Yeah.
But transfer window no yen ye betumi ja wo mo. So eno na ya na ma mistakes bebree e ba your registration no. Because omo wie European leagues no whereby May no more wie.
Yeah.
Transfer window no be start here free hwa kopim se be ko September. Yen ye the league na be wie no June.
Yeah.
By your start to 15th August. E kire se me nim the blue ball can say ye kwa e bi aduane bi no ye pentem no eno na ka ho bi. But I believe say Sadia when you cross media makana day one. So Shanti go tenase me the sam mrafun we.
Sabi.
Mrafun we. Oh, my samra we. Sabi woma. Wenim. Na media da bia meka say you see a first match dia. Nanu league match ye boy. The ball last man has a folk ne RTU. And yet the same incident, the same stories. The new Messi at the corner the see.
Araba so say ask go ni house number na.
Media me dwunu ho me dwunu wa menti ase se ketokura betimi aye saade ne se wo bekan obi ado obi me hu bi da on goals na ekọ aye Ashanti goal ni aye interlice no sa on goal ni ye hu bi ebisa me o ka kire me se wo be punish masa so be punish 4 clubs am me ni hawo na mom so be punish 2 clubs no aja 2 there e di administration ni
so when be can see be away so mo gada
da ben no mo gada da ben no mo gada ayam ya blue boy
nyama mame mo aw come back be ya we trust be perfect match o the same disciplinary committee say cast there you better trust me ba in the case of Kotuku Reyes versus Pando Heart of Lions
and that one
page 3 of the decision defense of Heart of Lions FC. Enuni muncha ni bi ankan. Are in their defense, nyamnem choyo. Disciplinary committee for no signed by Osei Kwadwo Ado Esquire. Fox Sports. In their defense, Heart of Lions FC admitted that the player was suspended for the said match and the club was duly noted that he was unavailable for that match. According to the respondent, unintentionally, without malice, the player's name was inadvertently selected, the player's name in the team sheet, and could not correct it due to internet challenges before the match kickoff.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
You print. Say internet yen kan say yadun kan ya kura u print ya de na ye de abrana no de call pre-match any inspection
some say court yen kan fast yen kan
man until me de mran so ne say team sheet na wo de call no already when you say player no ya you notify say ni say obo into no on dress kura but say wo dress player no ko gina ho na team sheet no Mintibu said that day that Ghana pain in answer.
Ghana football. Hey!
One team man Charlie dreaming. No man ko gina ho. Wa she na tade.
Yeah.
Amana ko tena bench. Amana bobo.
Yeah.
Also ya we. See ne fa na wa okan. Heart of Lions FC stated that attempts to effect changes. I ask our how to the team sheet before kickoff also proved futile and thus prepared for Nancy. If this is not a fixed match or a match manipulated for somebody to benefit, and in this case, clearly, Kotuku Royals have benefited 3 points, and that has made them qualify. This is not a fixed match for clubs to be sanctioned. Then you come and sanction the. And meanwhile, you say that you are not interested in the betting. So what the match was fixed for what?
It's serious,
boss. When the market show,
Ghana football.
Boss, I will say back one back. Yeah, your general manager, former general manager.
Yeah.
You request Peter. Ne papa.
At
that form. Nyame ya duma fear da win. I was tepa. You be kwa kujam.
Friday.
Fear da win ya. I was tepa.
Yeah.
Your friend, your papa na wa Daniel Tono. Mr. Steven Fosuentwi.
Okay.
Eti general manager.
Yeah.
Former.
Peter Nana Kwesi
Papa. Nana. Ya no nyina nisu.
Yeah.
Eti ye be gina fidie kese yesu. Aka tro se shedding.
Good.
Now. Sir, Bakoya Mamaka said tilapia and Congress and yet they say. How do you accept say we a protester one day after the match? How do you gather evidence and submit?
Oh, one day.
24
hours.
Yes. Who respond that one day? How? Meanwhile, a leak near now appeal also by you have just one day.
Yeah.
Nti what you to lawyer nim kura. That be any lawyer be from books bebrebe kai man. I the relevant search. Sorry. Nti say we have created an environment now. Say wuntimi nye. The first protest, ordinary protest, 3 days.
Yeah.
Against an unqualified player, 7 days. So the process go like that. Na until my cast say decision we be cast once I can decision now you have 21 days. Yes. I'm sure said Niama we are Ebano. The next Congress Ghanaian club officials when they are nominated to represent their members at Congress as delegates, they will wake up and kick against certain things so that the right thing will be done. Mikachi was a time Cameroon for frame they had come to me. Now those days, because you take time, regulations, disciplinary code of ethics, amount. Aquano code do the West about your text on the friend text French phone. Fantastic. So we will invite you to come. And leaders in the and then won't let her buy am call. And a seminar war they say your friend is a pram sometimes Tunisian they say resource person be or buy. Na protest no catch say an unqualified player dangerous because FIFA slogan is a fair play. Once somebody uses an unqualified player, he has not been fair. He wants to cheat you. And if somebody wants to cheat you, FIFA allows you to take your time to investigate so that the correction will be made. And in Tunisia, for an unqualified player, you have 21 days to protest. And then Ghana be one under Ketokriku at 1 day. Congress. Now when say any Congress in Egypt, ntokwa mi kun bebrebe nyina no. Mra yenye hanu. Yenye association no. Congress is the legislative and the supreme body. Honey yemra. And the way no buy ya. Wa beje mra no regulations aye. Until regulations na we bebre some catch airlines any tilapia anti one carry. Until some people didn't even know. They didn't until me call radio so they didn't even know at the end of this season they were going to drop 30 clubs to they say regional league. They didn't know. First division 2 and no man and son of baby na man for blue boy na we dey na mon kan headlines kan munjai kan tie
wonderfully
the cast decision na be the man here oni Morocco akobobo wa ahye wa wie so nso of protest against you for unqualified player na mo te ho legal action ade
na so mo yefru and that's something so mo yefru
we are ban here 2 years
and no na make
and any decision
blue one person say Morocco for winning game winning game almost how you protest here
fair play
you don't fair play the Ghana for be ye bonuya
fair play
be Ghana for ye bonuya enti
I asemo
ndi ba kwa ahead kwasi nyanta ki ye ball ba mo fe wo Ghana mo mpe akofa be bi dia nas one no be dia tia mo no tie ne ba kan and legal action. This decision can be contested before CAF appeal board. The party intending to appeal shall announce his intention in writing within 3 days.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Your intention, you write to them that I will appeal 3 days of notification of the decision. If the last day of the time limit coincides with the public holiday in the country of residence, the time limit will expire the next day, which is a public holiday. Baby, I'm right, you know.
Yes.
Reasons for the appeal shall be given in writing within a further time limit of 7 days. commencing upon the expiry of the first time limit of 3 days. Until after 3 days. And some why we don't say what the submission.
Fairness,
the deposit mentioned in Article 58 of CDC must be paid to CAF accounts. The appeal is invalid without the relevant deposit within the relevant time limit.
Okay.
What you say one day. Until sometimes I am blame a lawyer for now these days. By your cases, Emma, a man for because they don't have time.
But I didn't cheer my drink. Wonderful. Ashgold, Bessine, Omun to me, appeal, or my appeal man could be. I cried the Ajatum about a press conference. Some of you two, some of Division 2 internalize. What is happening? I'm running no money, man. Answer day.
When you say Ghana for Yebiana to say Kofi Manu. Yebiana won't to a confufi. Yebiana won't to a himfi. Yebiana ko ezi school. Yebiana ko tina francophone country 12 years. And your dinner enemra. Ye the titewa. Umo bin sisu. And no ne binimunim will feel say oh. If you take a decision and yahwe we are yahwe and then I'm a distant Ghana football no echo form no kakra. I'll give you just 2 examples. Now who say already my mom pando edi obi enkasa but me I'll take 20 years crowd right to FIFA that this is a case of manipulation and they should ask the FA to investigate, even though Lim Father Samoa madam, but the principle must be established and we all go ahead. Now Yankoyanim. Natie, when ya be at the same year, on 31st July 2002, the respondent, the GFA, now Dolly lawyer, no, Odofoli, they filed its answer to the appellant's request for provisional measures, requesting that said request be dismissed. The respondent's main arguments may be summarized as follows. Netie.
The lawyer.
You know, the reason that you be provisional measures. Number article paragraph 14, bullet point 1. With regards to irreparable harm, the respondent relies on CAS jurisprudence, confirming that the loss of the possibility to participate in a sporting event does not represent per se irreparable damage. Meanwhile, CAS jurisprudence, one quote to decision. It is not sufficient that an athlete is prevented from competing in sports events to justify a stay. In addition, a purely financial damage cannot be considered as irreparable. That is the Ghanaian lawyer.
Yeah. Now the fully.
Financial loss cannot be as irreparable damage.
Sika washing
any damage. Bullet point 3. With regard to they say with regard to the likelihood of success on merits, the respondents submit that the GFA this one concluded that the relevant match was fixed. Look at that. Near Okan. Who the bank bed in your kind was fixed and found the appellant culpable of the count on the basis of the denied charge contained in the charging document, which suffices as admission as well as direct evidence because there is a testimonial evidence on the record that the appellant played the match with the knowledge that it had been fixed. There is direct and circumstantial evidence linking every single one of the appellants to the fixing of the match. This is your response.
Serious, but wonderful. Mami clarification, bra. Mami kwa man so me na kwa me dan kwa. We vice chairman Edima Kumasi Asante Kotoko National Cycles Council no. Na onim say Kumasi Asante Kotoko kodi some days e wo Accra. Yenko ahomano so na follow team da bia no man enam. Enu Accra na dwedi me friend bia na o hye no bia echi ebedi unkomo. But then na kwa me dan kwa ahomano so Fox FM Kumasi Fox FM Takradi Papa B TV or your multi TV decoder yenko di Kotoko hontomo Kotoko hon enkomo. Nana good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rob.
Na Bibi Abakori.
Boko na wada remember say noise be background kaka.
Ah ne omo ba hwe na omo aye ni ya mame na yakwe afede otiminka
Ya wo dem ana you know that's
yes noise bi wa chireti mon check o ma ha na ye nto aso na kotokwa bedi days e wa Accra yenim se e wo so omo to aso e ko Turkey precision so far how far team no oben omo wo no omo nam
oh rock make sure it's your protest and as a match
wow nana dana wo kakra na ade ne twitwasi misro aha
but
ah fe dey ntio
yeah me just kotoko team nana ya asa a team ni akuru group house yes and team na be time since last Tuesday na meka te per the team na kra policy ada na chassis take control na ho the obitu kwa obi na there are a lot of Tanzania who process na order and they do in a print for their publication I know anything na for their every na my home say one thing we are not paying amu te e o se ano so bra no mo legon aso call accept ya
Mr. Monfrana na foforo na yenhwe ade ni because I'm on for person mo tin nka but am say twitwa na twitwasi nana hello no enti nana besa ba homa no so na ye disan komo no wo hwe Facebook a kotoko training videos ego to betuma join here Fox FM Papa Rock TV Focus Sports na akobo ni akoma Papa B TV so ye live ho but then line entimi to papa say ye pe no me sure say wa wutie wa wo hwe no so no wontimi ehu say the city enti wonderful ye nto aso na nana beba na afi enti no wadru
submission
F4
yeah nka one penny no say we are team say when your lawyer need kura and so submission cannot convince anybody and you know cast obey not or establish in jurisprudence jurisdiction over this case until paragraph 17 the extent of the judicial analysis at this point is to assess whether on a prima facie basis the CAS can be satisfied that it has jurisdiction to hear the application. The final decision on justification will be made by the sole arbitrator in his award.
Mamen Cobra, one of Mr. Na yen to us on say this time right betu to Nana?
Yes, sir.
What's what a wonderful gown?
Yeah, my Kofi Manu nka
Nana kwa mi so watch
me so me cha bebre. So ni say me monto kwa na me kon da bia.
Oh, Lana start dropping. What is happening? I'm saying line a higher pa. Enti omo call na fi. Almost a connecting na Kwame Dankwa. Fox FM you kuma say Fox FM Takra the Papa B TV or your multi TV code text message line no baby aba you can 0244 545511 0244 545511 na fe onso odo wadwenche no aba enkomo bebre ne yedi era Kofi Manu wonderfully blue boy e ofie ha na ye wa homa no so Nana Kwame Dankwa is back Nana.
Yes, sir.
No pedi aja ahoma ne high em say ahoma na so wutu kwan
oh da bi mo high
o disturb wa afede eni nkoma kwan atene kotoko
yes so that America no team ni be do fit brother no brother no dey embassy ho adwumadie say each and every member of the team a bit fine I say go to control who say fingerprints and man any ade by your presentation no ko twa pictures na dey then no mo ya ne brother na free ku da ne ba dey anopa wi anwumre almost start wa jire gando astro turf no so is legon but no dey coach yes say so penalty turf no management sa review wo legon mo ye training fit no dey anopa nwumre na e ko so dey aka ne say omo no ma catch say wo processing ni mo no so obi ati wi ni dey as at Thursday no dey aka ne say ye try embassy ne say Baba out to the visitors and organize the play city gate. And so I had the Akana team Nebuna Ketim. But I had my corner. Na initial plan to be a cutting the fee hatchler. But in the set and everything about Zabia, a bear and a full after.
Okay, Eddie, Nana, asante korogachita for Ghana football fraternity ni nimse kotoko free akwesiada banana kwa medan kwa pese kachire se per de embassy no nhihwemu no ene visitors ene enyampie nti kotoko china no enya emmaso sanete.
Oh yes, so you have to travel with your visa and as at no nyumba na yefi ho na omukuso omunye enti no me need this extra. Nothing shows that I control between us, but I'm sure say management and council officially will communicate to the public or the supporters.
Okay. Next, Kotoko 8 no. Yenshwe ni mube Monday ana.
I can't do my so maybe after a channel, then the date and I between about it.
Oh okay. Nana mamu se as a hona mu players be quite make as management okay players be quite mo tete o mo ntam ni ade no asa kayeke de ekra mo de behwim em so no ne contract e wo no mo so mo extend sanete me bo
I only said the players no Kofi Manu be catch that when she say ya e da my players no ogu ha be ka be I can't 1 year kwa no so extend the contract because of for 6 months I wait me akosa pre contract you know we are team renew and then no be here advantage for the most of the players. And even Kotoko is also benefiting from it. Most of the players are Kotoko time in recent time. Even currently, players are Kotoko. The majority of them are also coming on the same way as free agents. Some time club, also more extended management publishing players and our Frederick and Mukwala. They came as free agents. They kind of say justice play. Almost the same. It's a player at the time so. We are also extended or person caught over before 20. Say the cake na the NHN well for officially how many the 12 months and then you can't even say anything about it. But a idea airport so our footballing world is a place to be Makubi and our Kohua, which many club now negotiate as well as the player. But we cannot go a club and you're ready to sell. Players okay, then you can't name Munye. The time never so also extended contract I extended. He wants to move on, and maybe Kotoko, now Kotoko also benefited from maybe.
Oh, okay. And Nana new players about Kotoko. One now, Obeomo, meaning say, Okan Jirigano, some there training grounds. Oh, dear, because my own say Kotoko, meaning say some players who are Thomas Pelly or a defender, goalkeeper Poiti, and so about Africa Cameroon. A famous say NS or say Pokubi or and one Ivorian midfielder, and also sign a new players, you know, a city in Knock Morrison, sign a city nana.
Well, like I said, players are born being there, no crack, my home in our round. Be more yet training, my home in Knock Momuna name who was started training by my home around the team. I mean, say, Ben Fire, she said, we and the problem will be in a few days and hours ahead of us. The management by official communication and some of the new players almost signing on, but of course, almost started training. My show more Coach Gazali, I share the team I see from day one. I've been around, I'm sure he's even introducing something I'm friend yo intermittent recovery test. A new year. Maybe Gazali say, what is this? And it appears to say one of the Nema Okusia was adapting as a coach or force, and also most of the experienced coaches, tell you power, bra, what I call preseason, a check. And I'll see from a human such exercise and not training, never be a team catch up in term. They use speakers. Information and now say exercise or recording version. It plays for the players to move with it, and interesting. And maybe yo intermittent recovery test.
Intermittent recovery test.
Recovery test. We are players in AU so, and not just within the shortest possible time. We are players in your exercise. So then how we benefit fast and and the chance you make 400 meters running within short time. But players will be some say come up. I know I believe some of the players in Goma. Who say I saw more part and so born Kasabi Kasafa. but the rate instructions no air drive woman yom jumapa and bibia honestly speaking who's the coach be you should be there. It is Gazali starting the time. I personally approached him and I said, what is this? Who will be that? And he explained to me the reasons why I apply that you intermittent recovery test to the players.
Oh, okay. Nehemiah, come on. Now, I know what no. I goalkeeper Cameroon. You say, or chit is a crow.
Anyway, almost physical. So they are not my ball was kaka.
Yeah.
Juba it taking some of the goalkeepers no any Frederick so into area normal the reflexes the way or dive being the full game there. But kakana mean who on the honor. If a sign or TNO be improve on it, I was having almost as you off season.
Yeah.
They are now coming back. Kakana who on the honor. Mukwala ne other players, you know. I think if somebody maintain it, they mean who no more improving it there. Then it's just say you good replacement. Empo a bit me amayenya koma abotoyem. Because sometimes play a bit me good pa. Why you careful now? Kupija baby. When you adapt to them, na system na fan so I'll be one. See if they are not your papa.
Yeah.
And so if they are not until settle down. Until let's hope and pray. Say or your type be a who say or your reserve type okaka. Or you'll be ice team piano or so engage, you know. Why no honey pebia or yet will be socialize it too much to say, we cannot compare to someone like Mukwala. Mukwala tries to who rank for form no more come over hard. Mukwala will come to you and all that. But when one who reserve type of person, but when you approach him, then no I like no now so a cabo. James or no the introvert type of person, yeah, before say. The performance in the idea here, but I come who on one day. Don't say, or you'll be instructions from the coach, and or yet, yes, or get the paper. I dare am someone who had a cake. Who did I have no Bobo Abeto or Bobo Fox Sports? Why don't I type of player? I know what I did not the cake board. Yeah. Also, I did be
Okay. Now, finally, and players too quite say, Kumasi could drag crowd. Ubuna complains about Omona Yemu, Omodi Diemu, Bibia, come on.
Oh, what is a baby or Modani, a baby or mother for some time? I won't cry. Management are comfortable with the place. In fact, that place no surprise. Why you meeting so open? Baby, a class will tell a class. Say no pana, you be complain. There will be any baby and count. Time or some of the 7 months, environment, the rooms, everything a high standard. They don't have problem at all.
Okay.
And one thing about the players, team managers and other technical team handlers, Say I was the players you could train in 2:30, you see all of them at the lobby. 15 minutes to the time, you see all of them in the bus. No more train. So you are part no more move. And the cooperation amongst Ghazali, Doba, and a few technical members around. They are working as if to say Bibia Quincy. Who say be a Oma Messi Bibi.
Okay.
I say be aware just the early days of preparation. Until I said that
Hello. Okay. Yam fancy on Nana Lana as I drop it. Yam fancy on Yan Twasu. Eti Kumasi Asante Kodoko. Me assure say team no okay. Nana?
Yes, sir.
Twasu now what do I know see Twasu?
Yeah, now they make a question. We tell several there's no problem whatsoever with the place. Omar Dahwa for some time now. Only used to the place. And one thing, many of your boys, comportment. I mean, the new ones and the old ones, they are mingling together. If they are to report to training and last on the quarter, by 2:30, you see all of them at the lobby. 15 minutes to the time, you see all of them in the bus. Time is to no more move. And then the technical team members, Omar Cassiano, why are careful now, but now you the who say, Kotoko, Messi will be with team, and say, who head coach, who assistant coach tonight. The way Ghazali and the few that Omaka at the moment, who ban Omaka, Eskimo, they were more cooperative, working together, and Benyamino. BBI amazing. I think that if the players and the technical team can continue this way, and I think my papa
okay, Nana, you ever dance it? Na, you say BBI so from Ambassador Maya. Why? Okay, Nana Kwame Dankwa, Director of Sports, Hot FM, yes, Vice Chairman, National Circles Council, no, Ira Demenya, Union, Kotoko Timu, said be your common, or de and commodate, they say, Abba, shows the team, Wafi Timinipa, and from Accra, Nana Kwame Dankwa, no, T, do the Shim says, in Sakotoko Tuchna, but Nana Kwame Dankwa, me to say, visas, no, Bidia, Enyamai, and no Maubi. Players are be Ediaba, Binsu Nye, and the Ochina Connect Dia, Nanase or Doubt, be a free Monday Kono, and I could accommodate me. Ako taking on. Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
And it's all money. They say, Okwamsu Bossy, say, Campo, so lamb to the environment.
Say the same thing.
Yeah, also, important, one important player. In terms of
some of the decisions in the band may and tension. Yeah, Tanavia, would you send your cast at to noble, actually move factual background, say, maybe call a legal discussion.
Mrano, okay.
Tama, before that, CAS established any jurisdiction over the case and finally stated at paragraph 21 said the respondent has not challenged at this stage the jurisdiction of CAS to hear the present matter. So it is established that they have the capacity to hear. Now you go to legal discussion. And legal discussions, you know, I want to tell you.
Okay.
Call a year. Paragraph 28 now added in accordance with Article 37 of the Code and CAS jurisdiction, blah 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 blah. When deciding whether an application for a stay should be ordered, the division president should, in general, consider the following factors.
Okay.
A. Whether the stay requested is necessary to protect the applicant from irreparable harm.
Okay.
That is one condition we consider. 2. Whether the applicant has reasonable chances to succeed on the merits, likelihood of success. And yes, why Canada? Or make us say better. Wonderfully. Then 3. Whether the interests of the applicants outweigh those of the opposite parties and of third parties.
Okay.
These are the 3 things they consider. Then you go to article paragraph 32. CAS has baby Oko can say, oh, at least one practicing a professional and there is nothing like financial loss in here. See in a CAS account. CAS has consistently recognized that, given the finite and brief career of most athletes, a suspension subsequently found to be unjustified can cause irreparable harm. On the mechanic say, "Oh, go to Beban go to CAS decision here. Oh, the trouble see preliminary decisions in CAS 2008/A/14553 CAS and your memory be to submit that the loss of the possibility to participate in a sporting event does not represent per se an irreparable damage. The CAS decision of CAS 2021/A/78/29 had, however, nothing to do with players being suspended for 2 to 4 years for their alleged participation in match fixing. In that case, in that case, the organization of the preliminary qualification for FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 was awarded to Bahrain, and the Iran Federation challenged that decision. You know, we got 2 players there.
Wonderful.
Yes. Then 33. It is true that inability to compete has been found to be an inevitable and legitimate consequences of a suspension. In the present case, however, the players are not only prevented from participating in a specific competition, but in the national championship. Let me repeat. In the present case, however, the players are not only prevented from participating in a specific competition, but in the national championship. which is the main competition of the year.
Yeah.
In other words, should the provisional measures not be granted, the appellants will miss a significant part of the football season. In addition, pursuant to Article 65(1) of the GFA Disciplinary Code, in cases of manipulation of football matches and competitions, the GFA shall request the Disciplinary Committee of FIFA to extend the sanctions they have imposed so as to have worldwide effect. You have the opportunity to write to FIFA Disciplinary Committee once you take a decision to have worldwide effect. So why would they prevent them from trading until the decision is taken? No. The players will therefore not be able to play abroad either. Finally, given that the deadline for clubs to register players expires on 22nd September 2022, a decision in their favor after that date will not stop the irreparable harm that they suffer, given that they will not be able to be registered and play for the rest of the season. In this regard, there was no indication by the respondent that a late registration might be possible should some of the players be exonerated. What? What should I call? Catch the cars and say, oh no. Even if they are cleared, they are starting legal. We give them this special dispensation for them to register. You didn't indicate it.
I asked them all.
And yeah, easy, could I? And finally, no. Then we will call to paragraph 36. First of all, the deputy division president emphasizes that her analysis is based on the file as it stands at the moment of the present order, and therefore this order is rendered without prejudice to the final decision of the sole arbitrator once constituted. Then you go further. Baby, I'm in the
Fox Sports. Fox Sports.
Because we have no to be a man. Now, okay, paragraph 39. And finally, as regards the respondent argument that the appellant's failure to deny the charges brought against them shall be considered as an admission of guilt. The deputy division president first notes that some of the appellants deny having even received a notice of charge. In any case, in appeal proceedings before CAS, the facts and the law are examined de novo, like I said, afresh, by the CAS in accordance with Article R57 of the Code. Accordingly, the appellants will be authorized to submit new prayers for relief, new evidence, and new legal arguments. Their silence during the first instance proceedings can therefore not be interpreted against them before the CAS.
Okay. Now, sir, we are CAS ruling here. Yeah, this will continue. Please come to Agrobi no Muyo.
Oh, you mean to me, can be and your papa. Yeah, Tonte.
Boss. On say, there be a Casim of Vias said, what do you really be Babontia? Making sure say, make them to crew a tumor and nosso. And football mano. Adebia a si pain, not ABC no ebiasida. And the judges no be catcher said, I was cite example on case BSC pay. Now what Jinaso dia duasem. Lawyers ni could defend the case. Omi is bebre no dia di. Example yes Chachu ane okaya Danado Danko Akufo-Addo mo dia be a TV so election petition bi no. Apart from all courty no de na dwene kasa no. Ade bi na asi linking to the omoka no courty. Hwe de Papa ka ekinkai who go to ade na FIFA na FIFA Bahrain Bahrain case o any merit bia to asem na all kano
say players won some na woka na woka body jo won asem enu link bia eni papa yet if you catch you say for the players only enough grounds to ban them we not there I was say what trust board to me say Miami the Madrid aka brofo say matese yes say na mo ye into the Ghana for can no me so me gidi appeals committee they made a statement a written statement. Yes, I'm telling you me say bia me pamanzo dia papa ye no bi na me yo me trust him fimani some dem hwe na wi amko me pe se me tum tokro eti world me wi na masanse na masan na o say aje abo asema bokro no ya kwa appeal na blue voice say I me no for FM o we say bokro no it is sad there that's bokro no look at this in football arena oh bani obi for 30 months
48 months.
No, so me use your example say what banu for 30 months. Imagine. Shaham. I will cause it and you player no. Eti you get enough grounds. Now as somewhere here me dey by there. Say me the taboni to play on this one. Kofi Manu blue ball mo fi o mani e ka sem no enya bibia nka. See the due diligent no ya the famra and the sanction player no me say mo nyabi na ade ba ko ehunie and say Ghana Football Association mrana why no one the status 2019 oh na blue boy can say me say mako congress was last year I think they made amendment in the status to the extent that other judicial bodies regulations they made amendment but me me tie ya judge case ya the 2019 dia no ana judge case biam ona waka che no in 2019 na so trese na division 1 ya catch us say 2 seasons etwema these clubs you be must nche mo hu
o ya o chira waso abe na wase
oh minimum bi ofra me me mo ni hara ana kama bebo ana me ya na ye case no ye case ni ye some men can't or me catch all. He won the case. Now him, what really came a catch all mid here. Mranu gumitrinam say yankasi nya mintwe ni paka. But so no pass akwani be me ajay. What? Papa ni na ye case no. No do you say kura nim. Okay? Me I sat down. And I'm doing a blessing ye case and I the call ya.
And so I know I can say now for him.
No fair.
Wonderful say kasa ofre.
Okay.
I say our phone say.
Okay. Seven person be Google. Oh, and I dey call boss. What did people? I say no media be nimrano. Who nimrano? E be sensi.
Yo, my man to us natural. The injustice and the way young judicial bodies lawyers are found they have refused to use our regulations.
Yeah.
Decisions mienu ya ekutami disciplinary committee decision in the case Ghana Football Association versus Wanafor Mighty Royals. Decision no by no. The decision no Mighty Royals per paragraph 3 of the decision no disciplinary committee there that Wanafor Mighty Royals FC is banned from playing its home matches at the Wanafor Community Park for the rest of the 2020-2021 league season in accordance with Article 3171D of the GFA Division 1 league regulations. You're banning one. Mighty Royals a call appeal. Appeal for any abaya new. In our view, the sanctions must be deterrent enough to ensure that other miscreants in our football community will not repeat such bizarre conduct at any football venue. We shall endorse all the sanctions imposed on the club except number 3. Number 3 Namakano, which is they will ban them for up to the end of that season. In the decision, we shall substitute that punishment by ordering the venue of Wanafor Mighty Royal FC, the Wanafor Community Park, to be closed down permanently. and you increase in sanctions.
Yeah.
Now you go to their own disciplinary code, our own disciplinary code. I be used to sanction the Article 58. Deliberations and decisions on appeal. If now I call paragraph 4. If the accused is the only party to have lodged an appeal, the sanction cannot be increased. That is our law.
Yeah.
In this instant case, it was only 104 mighty lawyers who appealed.
Yeah.
The GFA, the case was between GFA and my 104. The GFA did not put up a cross protest. So why would you increase it?
Yeah.
104 takes time to write and tell them that decision, is against Article 58.4. So it was made in error, the appeal committee decision, by increasing their sanction. So they should invoke their jurisdiction under Article 50 of the same disciplinary code. 50, I can say, paragraph 6. The competent judicial body may rectify any mistakes in calculation or any other obvious errors in the decision at any time. Just invoke this and reverse that decision, because you have increased the decision as against Article 58(6) of your own disciplinary code. They won't do. Yes, one can. Now, a whole president, I got to Obama and the first interview. You put some question, you don't win an election and work with your enemies. So some people have been perceived as enemies, and they have decided to show them. But when you show them, you will go down dangerously the days ahead.
Yeah.
Because you expose you. And then he said, the lawyers we engage when they come to sit on the judicial bodies, they refuse to read. And me, Justice Anim boy, let me tell you before him, no permanent because of my argument.
Yeah.
No, because I'm saying men koye law, men koye law anka boy. Okay, say that's any lawyer ni pa bio. Oba na okotu mra okotu we. No, because I say wash away. No, I read it. Na ne mra okotu fe, ade okotu we no kohwe we so. We are not catching say council. You know very well, say we take a document and now we use her. I was so kind of because articles will be related to others.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a farmer. Say you don't go and take one article now. The now now the now we say and no be never But I'm sorry to say some of the lawyers are not meaning even that. They are kowtowing to this tricks.
I'm disappointed.
Yes, I'm highly disappointed. It is not correct. Maybe we share all these things are abaya. And until my name can say, as go back uncle and they say uncle a few uncle him find an answer for. Sound good. On your bonibia. Now the way I ban it is to the benefit of our group. Saying yes, I said my country said Marana be ko 2 years no they charge you no one can say we play now for your bonnie vice president in answer for if you have been identified you punish why yes and punish a club. No, it you punish the club only say or benefit for action or benefit from the action and just be gain 3 points or the koyade like Otoku Royals benefited and they are now in the
so now the question is wonderful. I then ask good to I mean, Obibaka say, I don't know to whom someone here boni bia. Among for a place here means someone here boni chipsa. I don't call cars. I didn't be seen as good and take action bia.
The point is that. And yet you said it won't go. Fifro.
Yes.
Now what do you let me tell you. What do you mean here? PFA for Ghana and Benjamin call. FIPRO is not a member of FIFA. A welfare body of players.
For players.
Until it is said TUC Ghana.
Yeah.
Until TUC on car no. Until a body a bibia obetima fee any aka. But look at the mistake a player a professional players of Ghana.
Yeah. Okay.
And I told them that what they are doing is wrong. 2019. Now the full they wanted to be part members of the GFA. I told them no.
Yeah.
That is why GACA cannot be member of the GFA because GACA is a welfare body. PFAJ for no kuku. If you go to Article 12, members, members of GFA shall be the following legal entities duly registered under the company's code, blah, blah, blah. Premier League clubs, Women's League, Division 1, Regional Football, School and Colleges, Professional Football Association of Ghana, PFA. So when you sell your birthright like this, can you represent? And they are doing certain mistakes for Ghana. And I'm quite surprised at Ghana lawyers. Not that I hate anybody.
Okay.
Chipsa is my friend. If you are a member of an association, you have your employees.
Yeah.
I have my employees. The minute employee in your case, then he gives you another member in the same association power of attorney to come and handle the case against me, and they allow it. Such an unethical, immoral, unlawful, and a conflict of interest, and they are doing it at the player status committee level. PFAG, Kotoko, ni play in your case, ni player number PFAG, who is a member of this association. Power of attorney, no akotra. Now player status committee chairman and vice chairman allows them to talk. Me, my country say, me bompire na abedim team side. Preliminary objection. They have no capacity to represent.
Okay.
Because when you do that, you are causing confusion within the association. Imagine, House of Folk, any player war problem. Na player no Amakotoko as a legal entity and a member of the GFA, a power of attorney to go and represent him against House of Folk.
Fox Sports.
And they are lying it. Well, the way they are running football now, I look at it, I ask myself, say, you call ya na you buy. Until now, he need order from ne samane ehunia, keto kreku, and the prosperado, eh, Ghana footballer. What would they say? What would they say? Mranya Juma. Look at Senia at the same cast at Timu.
Yeah.
And Niakas read here, Yamidia to we. Clearly, you see, say, sign no echo baby. Why would you do something? Ubi far the chronokutaya, Utim who said no. Why in intention and think I was safe?
Wonderful. The fate of 2022-2023 Ghana Premier League. Hanging in a balance and with Niamaya Kosu in a cast in some way, Benny, Bibiano League, no Yababa, and also say hanging in a balance.
No, by a tintin 24. Until my mesha say, can say, Nka cast order and buy. You just write to argue. You are invited to come and start registering as per the order given by the the players should continue to play in the national championship.
So by no more boy you, I'm a player of Nama. No
playoff when they send there, you can compensate them. Then they go. It was illegal playoff.
Playoff na boy no. Mre bia ni wa dey football kroma ewum.
At all.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, my culture say the word demotion at this committee you see in a render the decision a nullity.
One of principal can say maybe new sir Congress corners our shamarano or my executive committee powers and also more powers. Our decision take a decision as
but court you can't say your more discretionary power. You must don't use it capriciously. Me a lawyer ni but and me
Baba emra asintia de okay. So otnase no aka chem say me achemra no yo maka say munye we no. It doesn't mean say amra na de football ne wom. We are dey so offer division 1 mra na aesthetic clear. I think article 7 that was no aesthetic clear timta ye dimotu omo ene ye promotu omo clear what they say now. So we check Ghana Premier League regulation 2019 I think the same article 7 that was over a catch-all number of clubs at the end of the competition ye relegate you omo ene omo mba be count what they say. So structure in here you ever started season no when nim sem mra no ABCD and da wey I same the see and the status 2019 no my executive council no kwan say assembly a munchia na munkasa but the same rano as I catch say the highest decision making body Ghana Football Association no Congress enti ade we e key no hu here no me na me I was say Congress and determine than nipa 12
Look, you know what?
Yeah.
When I always hammer on this.
Mommy for birthday wishing from and I don't want Nana Usuansa Stanley. The don't have Alonso Papa. Show your friend Yagrokra. Or yeah, Juma, God is in control. Meta West Kote, Kumasi, cover Virginia Sequanaso, and T. Or Liverpool, Nana Usu Ansa Stanley, aka Alonso Papa. Happy birthday. Yami Onshaw, no, you can say wonderful meet you.
Yes, in our status as a lawyer, and only a constitution, we are chairman of a committee.
Yeah.
You must make sure say every idea will be falls in line with the provisions of the thing.
Okay.
In this, with an anomaly, this very code by you have a code 2 years 638.
Yeah.
H need a relegation to a lower division. If you look at this, our status, the same there 2019. Now, under this very measure, it is the same thing under 3, where the 3I. Relegation 3H a deduction of points 3I relegation to a lower division not demotion then replaying a match until my can say there is a reason why we use the word relegation to punish clubs and we don't use the word demotion so you go to almost what all the football regulations that I've read, they don't talk about demotion, even though they will be sanctioning everything. What they do, if they want you to go further, is to deduct you points, which is allowed.
Yeah.
It's even deduct to 100 points, no problem. But you don't say demotion. That alone destroys the decision. But I have said the same. Unsa send me by a year me year pa need a kwankra.
Yeah, need a kwankra. Kotoko supporter.
Now.
Mami,
wonderfully.
My word.
Neither Kwankra was tied. Let me free neither Kwankra.
Fox Sports.
Me, I mean, yes, as I'm no man matching, and for the Barman again, but you power we are saying. It's your uncle one. Wait here, that is it. And yet, into oh yeah, one supporters do not fall under the jurisdiction of the FGFA. Yeah. In our judicial bodies, their jurisdiction does not cover supporters, so he should not go. Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm out for it. This is because there was a time, Kofi is in time. Yeah. Now has a force supporters, never try later for every. Kotoko for second, never try for never buy a offer him coffee, not the Kofi. Go for you, I'm going to support it. Name for FIFA. I mean that until my best started from FIFA. Now for FIFA. Master. These are the people who are covered by our disciplinary code and other things. I mean far. That time here government they say I mean so me fire. Now when state room name FIFA mara near the not far pen on the 25th of June 2022 and me must send the see
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
10 years, 20 years.
One of about
me Ghana football. I am Mayama Abasoro Nelson na menka. Now far pain. Nime we had a quiet reason. Draft to be mam. Nime Marty. Now the distribution. Premier League class in Asifo. Letters to the Football Association. That I never talk on has that introduction. The Ghana Football Association has been receiving letters from chapters and circuits of various clubs on issues which could be taken up by the clubs which are affiliated to it. It is needless to state that these chapters and circles are supporters of their clubs and are not therefore known to the Football Association. Whilst they act as watchdogs for the clubs, they support and can therefore take them on issues of commission or omissions. They do not have such relationship with the Football Association. We therefore advise that clubs should ask their supporters to desist from writing directly to the Football Association. It is hope you will cooperate with the Football Association on this matter. Signed, Provincia. Yeah. With the young secretary to judicial bodies. Based on that, that time is happy people me hu nyira so the bibi to ha oh paper na dey ato nkere na no bi ne ye na me ko hu ye nti be ka kire yi se me wo krata bi supporters mon kan efe no hu nti na be fra wa manko wanti ase
we na say sakrata na satana
na it is a go 2000 it is a John Boy case better transfer no Israel me me chura my again by far leader baby I was to be paid 5% of 600,000 euro 30,000 euro after that na no yeah two akoya new house be kitu bia yesi na me hwehwe ne na me titi bi enoni 30,000 euro ashim Actually, Victor, I'm transfer Eliseo. Let's just say Minya.
Victor here.
Yes, Minya. Adam here now John Boy team bar because now we Club Rene of France because now we need Mujafu. Not no Israel. Not of this is a fan a double bidia lock with them. No matter how big they did no match no se chrono. What will be that? No. Enter my regional food. That is why John Boy Sika could not invite you. No, me can that be a see John Sika could not lose in the job. While he is the head of Ghana football, he wouldn't want John Boy to come. Because that is issue so now a buyer. A man lose Sika because or yes some BBB womb. You know, I mean, you know.
Wonderful.
And so you new regulations, even at the regional football association leagues regulation, but it's the same everywhere. Article 35, 34.5, no, the same. New kind of charge. What is it? Okay, 34 they are that in the GFA. The GFA shall hold clubs responsible for misconduct of their supporters before, during, and after a match. 34.5 now you go to the charge players supporters in enti sanyema we nyina wo ho ye mpese ye di so okofa lawyer ni awa ko makola aba ni se o medi yanim na ono so nhwe mrem na onyi so a na ono so waye ne nti ye koya na se ye bai
Fox Sports.
Me that's wonderful no ya ba kwa homa no so na ye bie line intem manager bibia wako there nana wako so players no ho ye pa Open Junior mo ne Sam Adams mo ne bebre so bibia e fine okay your league in hamza wonderful ya kase ade no so
enya ade simple the only thing is when they don't comply with the CAS orders.
Okay,
that's where people will take them on. Once they comply, the league will start with
ice goal
will play in the Premier. The players will register and play in Premier. Then the allies will play in the first division. The players will register and play in the first division because at that last season they were demoted to first division. They won't go to second division.
Mate, kwa umano so na fedie ye nin come up ose
the extent that nipa hunu say onimra the extent that obi hunu say Ghana Football Association me na me president the extent that the executive committee enye o madwen say ombesua de no nima we besi na ade ba ko America no say brebia na atwam 2002 mo 2005 no na obi kan headline on kind of content in the headline but we are say change ye num ye ba ye o tieni enti ye ka semechewa o ti cat mo ye ka over and over again so baby amudi ade ne ko na ye buru na mu wura o and there will be a day and a time oba say su dia ba be simizo semen coming out you see say Dr. Kofi Manu football mra na anya adwuma one dey on so on dey ban fans on fan dem tonje one fight go the team no on fan court tell on court on injunction and to league ni so na fei anya safo no omumra mekoma say
okay 0546999744 and after 0501436476 yeni era Kofi Manu wonderful and then Eddie Jumano on of say
when him say because of Nidakun decision abeye president decided case it say a supporter can take the GFA to any place.
Okay. See, as go supporter be grab it more sorry.
Yes. It has been legitimized.
Okay. Wonderful. No. Hello. Hello. Okay, wait. And to be so me for hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Pacho Wani.
Alhaji Mafio bin po bipe.
Alhaji ne desme bi la ntem.
Bo bi pa bi nyaji hunde papa. Mamin sha in kami a sake chama. Bi nya chama. Ba sama kwa mi sadi pa. Rokwi. Pape wakasa o. Wakasa papa. Uti.
Tio, mi tio Alhaji.
Ile bi se bia papa ya uti. Tebia kombra Oh, can press all rock. Tebia the uti. Wikibia kombra on Can I buy it? I think that them should be because of our uti. You shouldn't come at them. Because you mushi. To say you to be said in the bar. Can I buy pa? Let me show you rock.
Mate, Alhaji, Mate, wonderful Josu. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Papa.
Ma Josu, me pa cho din baby akasa free.
Gabi dem kasa free
Bibiani, my entio, Gabi.
Bibiani tiemo. It's sati tiemo ni upike mu na tiemo. Cause folks here, station pa mta tiemo Bibiani. Timis mesla musiana musmaka gusta unsem kakra. Ya lanchi New Jersey.
Gosta. Oh yeah, Messi nya Gosta New Jersey. Ya da why? Okay. Hey, Bibiani Fozo. Wama pala nya so keto. We are penny. Aha, good morning.
Good morning, Papa. I do to bed.
Nyami adbo, me pa cho din baby akasa free.
Me pa cho your friend to go to the
Atwema boko yentio.
Mpacho blue boy me dama sepa na nka me se mesra woni pa prespa se on di na chipa na nka won hia mbra no sisi a pegina o wanyansa o fie no so ono su june na hia obetimi ade aboa Ghana football no ana me bọ kotokofo so abaso mi se players no a ye ho adwuma no nyambe boa ya ma ye koye nim me da wase nyame ka mo na enu adwuma
anka onso ho me da sipi na me fa dio na fe yento aso. Hello. Me ba cho din baby akasa free.
Adeya boa.
Obi abo akasa free.
Hello.
Me say obi abo akasa free.
Akasa chwa boko.
Me ba cho yentio.
Ye boko tu menu abasupa. Hello.
Me tio.
Adeya boa.
Me ba cho me tio. And TV no.
Ye boko tu menu abasupa.
Wonderful one abaso okay. Okay, me da see nyame shop na yento aso okay, we ent me nyina so ye be for ofro na fe ya to aso so e dey free. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, any pan over TV in terms of follow TV no. For aso ben phone no. Hello.
Femi ofakopom kasa fi
Jabiatia ofakopom pa jenti over.
Oh, first for there, and me Thomas no. Me Thomas pa.
Okay.
Na me ko ba bi me be ya na buti se ulma mine ti wo.
Kofi Manu.
Ono se dia be bia me pese bi tie no. Hey. Wa chechire nsemu pa mama Timodi papa. Timodi.
Yada se offer.
The GF for no I said goal for no supporters din fa GF kokos. Me da masepa. Abrante bi wo tie fen kokusa pon. Oni station ya ne fox. O tie mo pa ono so.
Me se offer.
O supporter.
Ya chia dabe tia fo nyina, ya chia mu nyina nyame nhwamu. Na onyam kese na da ne da. Monko so nti Hello.
Rafen.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Kasem.
Hey, Ajana.
Fantastic, man.
Yes,
fantastic.
Yes,
sir. Francis K. upon US was what Yamu.
Yeah, channel.
And a jingo, a kuna. No, so what Yamu.
Here, Gariba, so Canada, me and channel, Toronto, Canada. Here, Gariba,
I don't say, Kato Kakudi. Me and me, your lawyer, Kurama. Me who the say. I did no at on the quem. Now, Omuko to go on for branching. Kato Kakuyo, dear, and Niqua Senka, one of the years to boss da. Because I deal with it, I go to Fonankasano, who at almost so said the another boy aircane. A whoopa, not I good boy. Think I good for taking year. A Catabri, Kenyan Senka, Kato Kakuya, Catabri is a good. But I want to get a wound at all with Sinamana Bassa. Let me come and walk across the protocol. exclusive na wode hwe mu nyina no aya djuma ya hu players ni nyina na nyamya no no kure ni kotoko ni ya ya ni je se wa hwe ni ya na Madrid mu kure tia ebe hu pa
okay mate medase ajengo nyame sha se kan kam watakrade osu follow show ni pa se kan kam sanso na aboaje Michael inside Brema UGC Mr. Mo fancha me na mentimi an kind messages no se na mre no wonderful so do say man mre se da me ye da ma mo no hello yellow hello good morning
Roxanne.
Yes sir
The patrol now what is it?
Nyame adumo na so
what the other man me what the papa na Roxanne we Peter Dodo to so quit
Uncle Peter
na o ko edum konkoya me papa me an kaza mchocho mucho sofu oje o tie ma me ncha na Roxanne yemo blue boy abaso o hwe enchiremu a papa no ababa be chirem no na o hwe de wo kan ya bi asem no ani ada ho pepe ani ada ho o da se da o hwe yeru aketo kraku enugasi a ogu ne hu ya me ya nwa because papa ne ba foforo na ene o start se ogu ne hu no mase o da se na football so there sabi untimi sisi obi na won fa achieve u bibia u po
yeah
what is it? The dividend that make us as good for no a quite war. So one more court, almost court. No more fight for all man self. Set your bear. What can say? Will be able to say a semino, no queno,
okay.
Me feel say no more babwa. That's a woman dear who ever transit. Yango bonka Roxin.
Medasi pi minua na on council ho. Da bia da opes crisis etie na opebia hwa. Ko YouTube page or Papa Rock TV GH. Papa Rock TV GH YouTube subscribe it na ya di guwa no wanya biahwe ya notification bell no so say da be adane no ya di exclusive guwa na onso wanya biahwe Papa Rock TV GH afei Soccer TV Ghana dewa exclusives eguo o subscribe it no abo notification bell no so na afei di dewa guwa na onso wa hwe bi mame fa kakra bi nkan hello maje so ma ne so kakra mame udi ne ba bi akasa free
friend yawo me ka se fra tuma boku
me ba to ntio yawo
the American say me bonko to kofo aba so na me ta fu league no ye be saje
okay me so me da say yawo atuma boku fo ene mo course ne ba ye ntia mo pa hello okay mami fa we
hello
maje so audition odi ne ba bi akasa free
me ka se free anya so tu
makra
ya anya so tu makra
me pa jo di ni yesen
me di Fosu Dapa Mr. Fosu Dapa anya so tu makra me pa jo Fox FM Kumasi Fox FM takrade Papa BTV yentie we we there as good for Mr. Rom so mo nka mo na de bla papa rubu dia be there ye kan ho a as good be sakam na santiman koso asa koso
mbate
me fa akonya we su dia chia me papa na Fosu Dapa awo loso kunsu yoso
na Fosu Dapa o papa okay kunsu yoso
na me mama e fie usu a onso edweso
okay mate
na me mbi mu nyina me chia obia
say thank you very much of free Accra me fa me nu bin kan na yen sorry hello okay yes sorry swa Danny never yes Danny jack of all trades or the nyumpa and ever hello
fantastic papa
hey one man coming called Didier yes I'm good to wonderful Mati
wonderful ya dana say on here you give your Ghana football baby na Papa Rock you have a payeti na me for the take care
ma ono so kakra
yeti na me take care ma on the two hono and what say one man dey on Ghana for and I'm saying na dey what say so di wo mu a na ye twon san ye kan so na fa dey no kra no
yeah
and no mo pe be wo mu you na e bon pa so baba
we are not Ghana football if you come here and enter to Noma and a Damoa Soliciano. Nankana did the buyer, not a woman for you Ghana football. Noma, the Bagana, and you never on paying a will buy. The 5 years that would see man out of football. They different from what they depend, you know. But just one and just a papa rope. I say, I don't give us a baby past 70. I say, 15 only the Panama on home paying no. Never meant to say the city, but the man said, I don't know Ghana. It's war black. Can you maybe I will be a football woman to move there? I say, why not be only minute? And the moment Koya will be better. No man Koya will be better. Yeah. See me why I can't. Yeah. Why yeah, fire home, my dear, that will be at you. They can do that, they can try them. Yeah. To see, I don't want to come out here, Mumla. Can I only for to you know? To then the young Yapet, push your woman because of the programmer or Bruno that they did my house or Bruno that they said that protocol. Massa, yeah, you protocol. And no man see one another one. About the feeling that you get. Okay. Now, most more birds, man. Anything for you. Then you are a recruitment in the Papa, yeah, recruitment, yeah. There was also a house in Rambo and I'm also on my.
Solid.
Stop for me. I'm here, there's 3 days in here. Okay, they have some more folks around there. And one. They won't cry. Not premise one, they are different. Yes, I know. Yeah.
Mate. Mate. Mira say Didier na Evansi na ve Dani Evanyum numra. In fact Dani nyum na no shop.